Bonnie. So today I'm going to be doing a video about all the clothes that I have made, and these are things I've made over the past few years. I've made dresses, a few shirts, a bathing suit top, and even a dance costume. And I've made all these from patterns, and I'm going to be sharing with you like what I made, what pattern I used, and like how hard it was to make, and just different insight about making different garments. So if this interests you, please keep watching and please like and subscribe. Let's get into the video. So what I made most recently is this wrap dress here. It's on a mannequin right now. This is from Simplicity pattern D0874, and this was view A of the pattern. I really like how this turned out. I chose this pineapple fabric that is from Joann Fabrics, and basically for this pattern I had to do a lot of gathering, and I didn't think that this was that difficult, and I think that it looks good in the end, and it's a very trendy style, so it's something that would be great for anyone to make right now in the summer. So this is the dress fully on the mannequin. As you can see, it has this ruffly layer on the top, and then these loose short sleeves, and then down here this is a belt, which is actually not attached, so you can take it off or you can leave it on. And then at the bottom is actually two layers. There's this top layer, and then there's also a bottom layer, and both of these have ruffles at the bottom. And then the back is pretty basic. As you can see, the belt goes along the waist, and then the bottom also has that ruffle. And I think that this just looks really cute in the summer, and it's very easy. And maybe if you're like not just starting out sewing but don't have a lot of experience, this might be the right pattern for you. The next piece I have is a trendy top, and this one is also Simplicity. It's a tie back style, and it's Simplicity D0893, and that's view C. And it's this kind of iridescent tie-dye pink, blue, and purple pattern fabric, also from Joann Fabrics. The straps are very cute and tie when they're on your shoulder. Both shoulders tie. And then the back is what I really like. It's kind of open, and it has this big tied strap and a big bow, and the inside is fully lined. And I chose to line the straps with the same with the side of the fabric that was also shiny, so that when they were tied, the inside part would not show as much. And I really like this. It's very flattering. It's a nice crop top for festivals, and I'm going to be wearing it to Lollapalooza. You can see how it looks better in the try-on, and if you follow me on Instagram, you can see a lot of pictures of me wearing it at Lolla. And I just really like this, and this took me way less time than the dress did, and I feel like this was like very easy. Someone just starting out sewing could do this, and it doesn't take a lot of skill, and I think that it's a very good choice for an easy week-long project. Now this next dress is a white dress from Simplicity as well, It's Simplicity 8257 in view B. And this is a nice classy white dress with lace at the top, and it's pretty basic white. And then the back I really like because it's a low back with all the lace, and it also has a zipper that goes all the way down to here. And I chose to use the shiny side of the fabric for the band parts of the dress, and then the more like mattified side of the fabric for the main dress part. And I would say that working with a white fabric is very hard. I got some stains kind of on this part of the lace. It's kind of hard to see, but I was very worried about that, and I made this dress for graduation, and I think it was perfect for the occasion. Also, something in the way that the bottom was of the dress, when I shortened it and hemmed it, the back of it ended up being shorter than the front. So I was a little cautious of whether my butt would show, but I really like this dress. Another thing is it was kind of like choking me when I tried to eat, so I don't know if it's the most functional. This took me a long time to make, at least a few months I would say, but I wouldn't say that it's the hardest thing I've ever made. I think that it challenged me a lot, but it's definitely doable if you have some sewing skills and knowledge. Now for my graduation party, I made this dress. I made it in the fall last year, but I was saving it for my graduation party, and this is like almost an old-fashioned style cotton dress with an invisible zipper on the side. And what I really love about this dress is the lace-up detail in the back with a ribbon. And this dress was very complicated. It's kind of long too, and it has pleats. This was the first time I did pleats, and it has a lot of darts. It's very complicated to line the top of this and get this part to be flat and not show. There was some understitching. So yeah, a lot of skills that you had to know how to do. It was very complicated, but not outside of something I could do. It was still in my skill level, and it taught me how to do a lot of things like pleats. This was one of my first times doing a zipper, and I think I did it pretty well. I had a lot of trouble with my zipper on the white dress actually, but that's just a skill that you get better at it every time you try it. And this blue floral dress was a new look pattern actually, and this was the new look 6497 in view D. This had a lot of variations of what the front and the neckline here could look like, and also what the back could look like. I really like the lace up just because this dress looks kind of old-fashioned, but I feel like it goes with the current trends because of the lace up. And I really like this. This shirt I also made this year, and this is a nice mesh like material with velvet roses on it, and this is lined with navy blue lining, and it's a cold shoulder shirt, and the sleeves have gathering, so they kind of have a ruffle at the bottom, and this is actually pretty long, and it has a ruffle on the bottom as well, and it has some darts on the side. And also I just really loved that I made this myself, and this was one of the first things that was actually like something wearable of mine, and that was one of my goals. And I just think that this turned out really well, and It looks like it could be bought in a store. You can kind of wear it with leggings to be kind of dressy but casual, or I really like how it looks with ripped jeans. I wore this on my 18th birthday, and I bet I'll be wearing this a lot. And that mesh and velvet cold shoulder shirt was from McCall's M7510 in view D. And then what I made before the white dress was actually a dance costume, and I'll insert some pictures of it on a mannequin and on the dancer. That was just a cool experience because I had never made something for someone other than myself, and she actually wore it in a little fashion show and dance. And the top I made for this was McCall's M7633, and that was view B, but I chose not to put the sleeves on it. Then I made some spandex shorts for her that were McCall's M7633 as well, but in view C. And then I made a flowy chiffon skirt that was Simplicity 1077 in view E. And I think that this just came out really well. It might have not fit the dancer that well, but it looked really nice, and I was very proud of this. I have a plaid dress that I made last summer, and this was from the pattern McCall's M7593 in view A. But this is just like a plaid gingham style, and I think this is similar to what you see a lot of people wearing. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see more in the try-on. It has kind of a curved but flat top, and these straps that cross in the back. And this is just a nice summer dress. It's easy to throw on. It's a light material, and I worked really hard on this. And I think that it's just great for the summer, and also another trendy piece. Now my last thing is something that I did not use a pattern for. I created myself. I didn't really have a sewing machine at the time, so I actually sewed most of this by hand. I had a machine that didn't work very well, so I think I used it for part of this, but mostly it was sewn by hand. This was like when I first started getting into sewing, my freshman year of high school, and I don't think that it looks perfect, but I think it definitely looks good on, and people would not be able to tell that I made it myself. This purple bedazzled top, I think this fabric was also from Joanne. I didn't know what gathering was really at the time, so I kind of just sewed this by hand and then pulled the string to scrunch it. I needed something else going on at the bottom, so I added like this ribbon. The sides were not covering enough, so I added this fabric. This part does not lay that well, but I think that it's a nice touch. As you can tell, you can kind of see my hand stitching there, and on this side as well. And then I really like what I did in the back. It's kind of open in the back, but also kind of strappy. I don't know if you can tell, but the casings that I made were a lot bigger than the elastic that's in there. So I would say make sure that your elastic fits perfectly in the casing if you make one. Other than that, I like this. I did glue these on with hot glue, and when I went in a pool, they've kind of fallen off. So I recommend some kind of fabric glue or some kind of jewels that you can actually hand sew on. And as you can see, one of them fell off there, and even just throughout, the hot glue doesn't really look that well. but this was like my first attempt at making something significant. One other thing before that, I made a pair of zebra pajama pants, and that was like maybe my first thing I ever sewed. And I think I made that with the machine, and I'm not going to show those because they're kind of old now and not that great, but you definitely have to start out with something small like that until you can do projects like complicated dresses and stuff. Thank you for watching this video. As you can see, I'm very into fashion. I'm actually going to be majoring in fashion merchandising and possibly fashion design at Western Michigan University, and I hope to pursue this as a career. I hope you liked all the things I made. I've worked really hard on them. I also will link all the patterns down below if I can find them, and I'll definitely leave the number if you didn't catch it while I was talking. If you make any of these, I'd love to see how you make them. Please send me pictures on Instagram if you recreate any of these. And thank you for watching. I'm going to have some dorm college type videos coming up. I also have a video with my sister coming up, so watch out for that. And see you next time. Bye.